Welcome to Season 8 of The Bachelor. What remarkable diagnostic love story will unfold this year? Here, right now on this farm, there is a batch of 20 Hereford steers which have been penned up in the home paddock with a few heifers for about 10 days, and they have just been let out on some lush lucerne pasture. 5 are looking like a crook chook, and another 3 aren't too hot either. From this group, we present to you this season's Bachelor.
Oh, didn't see you there. G'day, my name's Nick, but most people call me the Hay Badger. I've been feeling a bit off lately, and I'm ready to find my disease so that I can get the treatment that I need. I've had a few flings on the farm over the years, but I've never quite found the one. I've been showing signs including difficulty breathing, reluctance to move, and this frothy white discharge has been coming from my nose. I've been feeling bloated, I've got pale mucous membranes, I've been panting, and I've got reduced GIT sounds.
The main organs affected that we're seeing on The Bachelor this season is cardiorespiratory, gastrointestinal, and musculoskeletal systems, presenting with general systemic clinical signs. Here are our differentials, and so our chosen diagnostics will begin with an extensive history and physical exam, and finally, we will need to conduct a necropsy. But first, let's begin with the physical exam of our Bachelor and reveal which of these lucky ladies is most compatible with him.
Girls, we got a date card! And the diseases going on the group date are tyleriosis, leptospirosis, and tick fever! Woo!
I'm sorry, your names were not on the date card. Unfortunately, The Bachelor does not think that you are compatible and has asked that you sit this one out. Although you both cause anemia, The Bachelor has been vaccinated with the 5-in-1 and has not had any access to toxic plants, and it is currently winter. Will the remaining ladies please follow me?
Tyleria here, also known as Tyleria orientalis. I'm new to New South Wales. They suspect I'm spread by bush ticks, but there's more research that needs to be done. I like to keep a bit of mystery. Just a warning, I can be pretty full on, so if you can't handle me, you may not be able to live to see the day.
Hi, I'm tick fever, also known as babesiosis. I'm 24 years old, from the Sunshine Coast, and I'm a very passionate disease. I love the heat. I love a glass of red wine, or as I like to call it, red water. And some say that when I get close to someone, I cause trouble, but I just think I haven't found the right person. As for my social life, you'll usually find me surrounded by my friends' ticks, but that's not always the case. I do like my alone time.
Hi, I'm Lepto, also known as Leptospiropomona. I love traveling and am known to get around the country. I have a low love for many animals, particularly calves, and I've been seen to be cross-transmitting to many cattle before. I'm particularly fond of calves. If you get the idea, I'm not picky with who I choose.
Okay, so the first round is, who causes pyrexia?
Me! I'm so hot.
I'm way hotter.
Excuse me, I'm all about the pyrexia.
Okay, so fair to say you ladies are all pretty hot. Now how about red water caused by hemoglobinuria and anemia? Do any of you match up?
Yes, I cause hemolytic anemia, which results in a distinctive red urine. Or is that just all the beetroot I've been eating?
Not me. I cause anemia, not red water.
I do sometimes, but more commonly in calves. I typically just cause anemia without hemoglobinuria.
Thank you, diseases. You've all been amazing in today's group date. I'm just going to steal the Bachelor away so we can determine who gets to go on the single date tonight. To choose one lucky disease for the single date, we are going to need to perform some further diagnostics to make sure we make the right decision for you.
Okay, so let's start with Tyleria. Since we've already got clinical signs, we can get a blood smear for microscopy and blood sample for PCR testing for an accurate diagnosis. This is only done at USyd or the DPI of New South Wales. Right, so for lepto, I'll need a serum sample to send off for an antibody test. We need to do at least 2 of these samples separately to see if there's a rising titer. When we send them off to the lab, we must remember to mention that we're not from New South Wales, so they look for the right serovar, because there's quite a few to choose from.
And last but not least, what about tick fever?
Right. Tick fever can be diagnosed by the presence of ticks, clinical signs, but most importantly, the blood smear. I'll be staining with a Romanowski stain and looking at the angles inside the erythrocytes to differentiate B. bigemina, an acute angle, from B. bovis, an obtuse angle. Anaplasma marginale can be differentiated by being located at the marginal edges of red blood cells. I think it's going to be tick fever. I'd love to take you on a single date. So, where are you from?
Well, I'm from the Sunshine Coast originally, but it was a really easy process moving down to Sydney. I was contacted by a local broker who got me a great deal on a house down in Sydney.
Wow, cool. I actually only moved down here a couple of weeks ago for the show. Did you have to endure any cattle tick host clearance facilities on your way down?
That's a really good question. I definitely did. I had to get a risk minimisation certificate under the New South Wales Biosecurity Regulation 2017.
Wow, sounds like we're really compatible. On that premise, will you accept this rose?
Yes, of course I will!
And friends, now that our journey has come to an end, in order to confirm this match, we must sacrifice the bachelor for the greater good of the herd.
Could you please take the time now to say goodbye?
Now that we have confirmed that our bachelor did in fact have tick fever, let's hear from the district veterinarian about what could have gone wrong and what can be done in the future to prevent this.
Thanks for contacting us, Osher. As you know, tick fever is notifiable in New South Wales under the New South Wales Biosecurity Regulation of 2017 and is quite a nasty little fellow. The post-mortem of the bachelor revealed hemoglobinuria, pale, jaundiced viscera, and hemolyzed red blood cells upon our blood smear, indicative of intravascular hemolysis. Hemotic hemorrhages were present within the spleen and cherry pink discoloration of the cerebral cortex, both characteristic of Babesia bovis. Additionally, upon examination of the skin, we found lots of ticks hanging on. And although tick fever or red water disease is not endemic to New South Wales, it has clearly passed under our radar at this time to prevent another outbreak from occurring on this property. Mr. Curley must ensure that all cattle purchased through a local broker meet specific standards as per the New South Wales Biosecurity Regulation. Observed to be tick-free and treated with an acaricide treatment, plunge dipped or sprayed no more than 24 hours prior to being moved, certified by an authorized officer having minimum certification requirements, with record of movement and carrier biosecurity certificate.
New stock purchased directly from properties in New South Wales have a reduced risk of transmitting tick fever as it is not endemic to New South Wales. However, regardless of the source, Mr. Curley should quarantine for 18 days. Unfortunately, the bachelor and his mates were only quarantined for 10 days. As for the bachelor's mates, crook chooks and not too hots can be treated with imidocarb, the sooner the better, and a acaricide treatment would also be ideal to prevent future outbreaks since she has such an affinity for ticks. Just remember, none of the mates can leave the bachelor pad for 28 days after treatment. The rest of the bachelor mates are shown no signs can be vaccinated since they are at risk. Those that recover can be vaccinated as well, just not for another 8 weeks after the treatments.
Known as Tyler.
Spirit, sooner the better, and a acaricide.